Hi guys, welcome back to Wayward Son Custom. Today we have the Kimber 2k11 Pro Eclipse. And for those of you that have been sleeping on a rock, you just haven't been paying attention, you're completely off grid, whatever. For those of you that haven't realized that Kimber has really been killing it lately. Yeah, the CDS 9, great gun. I do have a review up on that, so by all means, please check that out if you haven't already. The KDSC 9, another double stack 1911, really nice gun. Also a review up on that, so by all means, I think I created a Kimber playlist actually, so you could check out all of them. But here lately, I've really been impressed with how innovative Kimber has started to become. Now, with this particular model, the K211 Pro, they actually came out with more than just this particular rendition. They also have the Minotaur, which is like all dark bronze. It's really cool looking as well. Probably my second favorite of their the aesthetics package on the 2K11 Pro. They also have the Royal, or Royale, whichever it is, that's you know, like all blacked out and all that. This is the Eclipse, which of course is a direct copy from their well, you know, every other Eclipse they've done. Which, by the way, I've always, since they came out with the first Eclipse in 10mm quite some time ago, I have, ever since that day, I have always been a big fan of their Eclipse finish. I just love the black with the brushed stainless. It really looks cool. Kimber does it in a way that most other companies don't. For some reason, it just seems a little extra. They just really excel at doing this particular finish. And I mean, as far as aesthetics go, I mean, come on, it's a sexy looking gun. Yeah, you have these very stylized, I hate to even call them serrations, it's more like artwork here, but forward and rear cocking serrations are, you know, just a little bit extra as far as the aesthetics go. Really makes the guns, you know, just makes it pop, as well as the lightning cuts up top, the porting on the slide here, which coincides with the front serrations. Just gives it an overall badass look. And then you even have on the grip module here, the which is polymer and then aluminum frame, but the grip module, you have the same aesthetic, the same pattern on the slide continued there, just to give that you know, that nice continuity of aesthetics there. The flat trigger I love, and then of course the mag well, and you put it all together and it just, to me, it's just a very good looking gun. It looks badass but sexy at the same time. So to me it looks kind of refined but tough. And yeah, I know looks aren't everything. They're actually, you know, number 2 or 3 on the list. You want, you know, you want a gun that's reliable, you want one that's accurate. I get all that. But aesthetics do play a part in it, because nobody wants an ugly gun, right? And this is definitely not one you're just going to toss in your, you know, in the map pocket of your truck or whatever and tool around with it. This is one you're going to be proud to own. At least that's the impression I'm getting. So anyway, so we've covered a little bit of the ergonomics and as far as the slide goes. Not only do these serrations look really cool, but they just give all kinds of purchase. I mean, no matter how you grab it, it is these serrations, whatever, I can't even think of what you would call that particular geometry or that shape or whatever, but for lack of a better word, these serrations are actually a lot deeper and easier to manipulate, and they just work better than you would think they would. Because I know, looking at it in pictures, looking at it on video, they don't seem to be that beefy or that pronounced, but I'm telling you, they are very grippy no matter how you do it. I mean, you can get creative, you can get stupid, and it doesn't matter. I have no doubt thinking that whether you got blood, mud, sweat, whatever covering your hands or the slide itself, that you're going to have, you should have no issue as far as racking the slide goes. So press check should be no problem, no matter how you want to do those. Yeah, not only do they look badass, but they are very functional. Slide does come with an optic cut and included plate, and then also they even sent a little card here with a QR code on it, so you can hit the QR code and request that'll take you to a page. You can request an optics plate, and they will send it for free. So whichever optic you want to put on there, just let them know, and there you go. They'll send you the plate. One thing that does kind of suck about using an optic on it is the rear sight, which is blacked out and serrated, which that's good, but the rear sight is part of the rail cover, the slide cover, so whenever you put the optic on there, you're going to lose that. Other than that, not a big deal. Now the front sight is fiber optic. It's a tag, and if you want to get your own, if you are interested in getting your own tag fiber optic sights or whatnot, there'll be a link in the description below. By all means, hit that and it'll take you over there, and who knows, might even save you a little bit of coin. As far as the ergonomics go, I mean, it feels just like you would expect a double stack 1911 or 2011 to feel. It's got quite a bit of texture all the way around. It may not look all that pronounced down through here and on the mainspring housing and the front strap and everything, but it's actually a lot grippier than it looks. It looks kind of minimalist, but at least to me, I would prefer it to be just a little bit more aggressive. But I like a lot of texture. I like it to be really aggressive on my guns, with a few exceptions, but for the most part, yeah. And so, even with that being said, the texture on here is deceivingly aggressive and effective. So, like that. Honestly, I would have liked a little bit more of an undercut at the back of the trigger guard here, but it is more than adequate. It still feels comfortable. The slide, you have your recessed crown there, a little bit of relief cut there toward the front of it, and then you do have some really cool fluting toward the breech. So overall, very nice looking package. At least right now, it feels very ergonomic. I mean, the way it looks, the way it feels, operation of the slide, the trigger, all of that. I mean, oh yeah, and you do have an accessory rail for weapon-mounted light, flashlight, what have you. But here's the thing. Oh yeah, and this mag well actually does a really good job of keeping your hand high up in the grip there and everything. So, and well, I guess I should mention that the safety is ambidextrous. You do not have an ambidextrous slide stop slide release, but the safety is ambidextrous. You do have a nice high swift beaver tail on the grip safety, and it is a functional one. It's not pinned, which I would prefer, but hey, if it works, it works. I'm not going to complain. But overall, it gives you a very, like I said, I think it's a very badass looking package while still looking very refined, kind of elegant even. And then it also has, at least for me, some really good ergonomics. And I like the fact that it comes with the fiber optic front sight. And I do wish that they would include a plate with it, but I also understand that they don't want to, they would have to charge you extra money if they threw in a plate that would cover all optics out there. You know, that would be multiple plates, and you're only going to use, if you're only going to use one, then that just means you're wasting money, and they're wasting the time to include it in there and all of that. So I do like the fact that they're giving it to you free. It'd be great if it was in here, but I also understand the logistics and everything of that would just be more of a pain in the butt than it's probably worth for us and for them. So anyway, like I was saying, overall it feels like it's a very, it just feels and looks like a very high quality 2011 or double stack 1911. I don't know what to tell you. I'm really digging the gun so far. We're going to take out to range here in just a second and see how she does. Not that there's a lot of reason to do it, but we can check out the trigger. I mean, it's a 1911 style gun, so the trigger should be nice. Never had a bad one come from Kimber. You can see there's almost no take up. The reset is, I think, even shorter, and it's just a nice single action trigger. So anyway, let's take this to the range, see what we got, and see if it's a keeper or not. Meet you back. Kimber 2k11 Pro Eclipse. Here we have accuracy from the Kimber 2k11 Pro Eclipse on a mini IPSC target. For comparison, I do have it clipped to a full-size IPSC target, but both the headshots and the body shots are a combination of 5 yards, 15 yards, and 25 yards away. So as you can see, more than acceptable accuracy. The two flyers here, those are called, I knew I did that, but anyway, overall not bad. All right, guys. I don't know what to tell you. You know, I have just a great poker face here. I just hate this gun. Yeah. Like I said, there are a couple of things that that I would like to see a little differently. Number one, I'd like to see a direct mount versus a plate system for the optic, and I'd also like to not lose the iron sights at the rear whenever I put an optic on there. That being said, I can live with it or live without it. It's just one of those things where I think that would have just been a nice touch. It may not ever become something that is absolutely necessary, but I like the game plan. You know, I like to enjoy when things are going well, but I also like to try to anticipate and plan for when things don't. That way you're not caught off guard or at a disadvantage if things do, and sometimes it's inevitably, go wrong. And so if my optic goes down, I realize you can point shoot and there's ways around it, but I would just feel better if I could still use, I still had a rear sight where I could actually use the irons the way God intended them to be used. But that being said, like I said, for me it's a little bit more nitpicky, just like I would like a little bit more recess, a little bit more of an undercut at the back of the trigger guard here. And I understand that doing a double undercut would probably not be conducive to using the trigger that they use, and I would be loath to say change the trigger because the trigger is really nice. It was nice and crisp, almost no take up, almost no you know, after the break there's almost no reset. I mean, it's just a really nice single action trigger. I would have liked a little bit a little bit more aggressive texture on the grip module, but it's more than adequate. I'm just being nitpicky there because I like it a little extra aggressive. So, I mean, all that being said, overall, this is a hell of a gun. I mean, it's accurate. I've got a few hundred rounds through it. It's been reliable so far. No hitch and skiddy up. It's great looking. The ergonomics are good. I mean, like I said, the couple of things that I would change on it are kind of nitpicky. Maybe not the optic. I think that's a valid concern. The other couple of things I think are just me being a little nitpicky, a little snobby or whatever, and I'll own that. But when you pay a couple of grand for a gun or whatnot, you kind of want to feel like, well, you want to like it, you want to love it, really. And so overall, I do love this gun. Like I said at the beginning in the intro, the Kimbers that have been coming out lately have been kind of a little more inspired. Than, I mean, they've been bringing out new models and everything, every year for the last several decades. The only thing is that it's usually, a lot of it's usually just cosmetic or maybe a caliber change or whatnot. And a lot of it is focused on aesthetics and not necessarily a lot of innovation. And so I know Kimber has done double stacks in the past, but the thing is this one is so much better than the one they did way back when. I can't remember what they called it, the KD45 or something like that, or I may be thinking of the Wilson Combat 2011 style from years ago. But it's been a while. I've slept since then, and I really didn't care for that model. This one, however, though, this and the CDS9, I'm telling you, Kimber is bringing it, and they're really, I think they have really decided they want to step up and start challenging some of these other companies that were growing and innovating while they kind of slept a little. I think they're really trying to come after Bull and Staccato and Oracle and all these other companies. I think they're like, hey, we're in the game and we're here to win, and I'm digging it. I hope they continue to keep innovating and trying to bring out new and fresh ideas. And I mean, heck, I'm just excited. I mean, 2011s, double stack 1911s have been around for a while. Staccato was STI, and you had SVI, and you had Para Ordnance, and all these companies have been doing this kind of a gun for a while. But this is kind of like it's not the genesis of it, but it is like the golden era. I know Such always says this is the golden era of guns, but when it comes to comp guns and when it comes to 2011 or the double stack 1911 style guns, it's kind of the golden era here. Because you can't throw a stick at a gun company that doesn't have either a comped version of a gun or some sort of 2011 double stack 1911 gun. They either have one or the other, or they have both, and a lot of them are combining the two. And that would be the other thing. I'd love to see a commander size like this, only with a compensator on it. That would be great. Preferably one that's not a threaded barrel, so you can make it 50 state legal. But no, overall, I cannot recommend this gun enough. Completely accurate. So far, completely reliable, ergonomically sound. I mean, feels great in my hand. Looks great. What more is there? And it is less expensive than some of the other 2011 and double stack 1911 offerings out there from other companies. But I would be hard pressed to say that it's any less quality than the others that are more expensive. Who knows? Maybe I'll have to start getting a few more of of this gun's competitors on the channel to kind of compare. Anyway, you guys let me know what you think of the Kimber 2k11 Pro Eclipse specifically. Hey, and let me know what you think of Kimber, what they're doing as a company now, what your experience in the past has been, if you have experience now with them, whatever. Just let me know what you think of Kimber, what they're doing, what you think of this gun, and if you have any ideas for guns that you'd like to see reviewed on the channel, shoot me an email at waywardsoncustomgun@gmail.com. You can also hit me up in the comments below. And like I was saying, if you want to get your own tag fiber optic sights, there'll be a link in the description below, and you can access that, and maybe it'll help you out just a little. There's a bunch of other links there that'll help you save some money on some really good kit, especially if you like the good stuff. So anyway, if you haven't already, please take a second and hit the thumbs up, subscribe, like, all that stuff helps out the channel, and it costs you absolutely nothing. But if you don't mind spending a little bit of coin to help the channel out, you can always become a channel member. Click join. There's 3 different tiers of membership. Each one has its own level of perks, but they piggyback on each other. So if you get the top tier, you get every perk available, and then you can also support the channel by hitting super thanks. You can help the channel out by clicking the Patreon link, and you can also get some cool Wayward Son custom merchandise over at my website, waywardsoncustomgun.com. And no, YouTube, I do not sell guns, ammo, or anything like that on there, so please do not hit me up for any of that. So anyway, till next time, watch your 6 and carry on. Wayward Son out. Really is a badass gun.